Like flies. Real talk, they going right in my eyes. I just love them going in my mouth. I mean, it should be okay.
Pew 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 pew.
You realize I'm taping, right? Didn't know it started yet, but it's recording.
No.
Quiet on the set. I think I'm gonna go glass water. I am all I am. It's starting in another 15 minutes or so. So go out, invite a couple of friends in. We started streaming now. We have a multi-streaming system which will allow us to come to you live and direct via Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. We also will be looking into grabbing Instagram at some point and bringing that on board as well. We got to figure that out, but we have quite a show here today. We've been working really hard to try to bring this to the biggest platform or a bigger platform. We started out with just Facebook and Instagram, and now we've added and tied in all together Facebook and YouTube and now Twitch TV. So the next step is, of course, to tie in Instagram. We do have a show that is on Instagram already, but be that as it may, we will tie that in as well. I think I'm gonna have to take this off. Make that, so we're moving fast at light speed, and we'll continue. We're en route to Roku. I'm just trying to tighten that up a little bit. I'll move it out. Yeah. So yeah, we're moving ahead slowly but surely. I thank you as well for always tuning in to see me. I'm your host, DJ Fat Cat L, and I host several shows, one of which is I Am All That I Am, which you'll be seeing from Monday through Friday from 6 to 6:30, where we talk about inspiration and motivation. We try to get you headed in the right direction. We give you advice on what it is you can do to better your business practices, and things of that nature, as well as any other kind of guidance we can lend to you during this time. We also have another program that comes on during the day. It's called Stock Trading, Earning, and Learning, and you can tune in to see that particular program from 9 to 9:30 Pacific Standard Time every day. So that's 12 p.m. in the East Coast. So 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. And we're coming to you live now via Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So I'm glad you could join me. And we hope that you will enjoy the program as we start to roll out. We just really had to work on some of the logistics about how we wanted to bring the program. We will be heading toward the next level, which is going to be Roku. So bear with us as we continue to evolve. There's a lot of changes that are always going on, and I'm able to kind of continue doing the programming while I'm making those changes and adjustments. If you have a couple of friends you know that you want to invite and to let them know that they can come in and join us at any particular given time, please feel free to have your friends join us. We would love that. So yeah, I'm making some adjustments right now, working on a couple things. We also have a podcast. Give Me the Mic Show has a podcast on Apple Podcasts. It also is on, we're working to get it on Spotify, which is part of Anchor FM. So they're supposed to be working on that in the background. So if you go to the Apple Podcast, you would look up Fat Cat Studio, and you should be able to find that on there. If you have any questions, this is an open forum. You can just, I believe we have the, we should have it on. It should be enabled. The chat, you can go ahead and chat with me, Will, as we continue to get things ready, because it is actually 5:49. I was really kind of testing out everything. But since I have you on, I may as well go ahead. Why not? Why not, right? Kids, no. So for some reason, oh, there it is. Okay, good. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing now. We have a chance to continue to move forward in a expedient and efficient manner. I'm gonna bring that just a little bit up. And we do that by, that's too much. Bringing you programming that works. So if you joined me earlier today we had a segment on stock trading, and I talked to you guys a little bit about what it is that we do as far as being a day trading. If you're interested in learning more about that, I suggest you tune in Tuesday and Thursday, from 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Thursday. And for I Am segment, which is just more informational, motivational, in an open forum, we can tell you things that might help you with your entrepreneurial program, or anything you're thinking about as far as being an entrepreneur. We can help you with that. So I'll continue to work right now. A couple things that I'm kind of working on as I'm talking to you. So feel free to throw out a chat here or there if you're interested in doing any chatting. We can accommodate you. Okay, so I'm ready to answer any questions you may have. Open forum, as I always tell you guys. Answer any questions you may have. So we'll continue to evolve, and we'll continue to grow, and we'll continue to improve. That's the most important thing. It's always a step in a better direction. Anytime you're improving, a little bit at a time, no matter how much or how little, every little bit helps. So I can answer your questions via YouTube. Don't forget to like, then subscribe to WPKB Media on YouTube. That's, balance that out a little bit. There you go. Yeah, so we'll get better, and we'll continue to make things work. And the improvement, it's always about that next step, next level of improvement. That's what it's all about. So if we can get improvement, I'm always on board with that. Nothing I could say works better than continuously to find ways to better improve what I do or what we do. All right. And please tell 5 to 10 friends that I'm here, that we're here, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. I am. The question today is, I am, and who are you? What I mean is, I know who I am, and I know why I'm here. I have my purpose. The question is, do you know who you are? Do you know your purpose? That's what you have to find. If you find out your purpose, the quicker you get onto that path, the greater is the reward. You won't spend a lot of your time wasting a lot of your time. So you really have to get onto the path of finding out what it is that you have as far as your purpose is concerned as soon as you can. So that's really what, the game plan is, to find out what you can, all you can, as soon as you can. Makes it that much simpler. As I said, I still have a couple things I'm working on in the background, so bear with me. I'm kind of adding on a couple of the podcasts and things like that, so I'll continue to try to run it in the background in the meanwhile. Yeah, so we're moving at a very rapid pace between audio and visual. We have audio, we have visual, we have both. So trying to run both is a task in itself. So we try to make it work, no matter what. It's really not that hard once you get all the nuts and bolts kind of tightened and figured out. Then it's like rinse and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. And that's kind of where I'm at now, to the point that I'm comfortable with what's going on, comfortable with what we have going. I just want to perfect it, master it, and then move it over to Roku, or as I continue to move it toward Roku, I'll work on fixing out any kinks or anything that I need to fix or to work on. Because really that's what it's all about. Improving oneself, always trying to work on your craft. That's the best thing I can say. It's for any journeyman, just trying to make it work. You want to continue to perfect your craft. You want to continue to work on what you got going on. And when you do that, you're just one step closer to your goals. So that's why you got to work on that. Always working on it. Between music, art, fitness, wellness, all those things that I involve myself with. Don't forget to tune in on Saturday for Fat Cat's Cooking with Fat Cat. We've moved it up to 11 a.m. as we go into the winter season. It's a little bit colder in the morning, so moving it up by an hour from 10 to 11 will kind of fit in with the weather, and considering that I'm doing it in a colder part of the house, we want to make sure that we're not too uncomfortable. As well as on Sunday, Health is Wealth, which is the fitness segment, that is going to be moved to 11 a.m. And the cooking segment is also moved on Saturday to 11 a.m. So you got Cooking with Fat Cat, 11 a.m. Saturday. You have Health is Wealth, which is 11 a.m. Sunday. You have I Am All I Am, which is Monday to Friday from 6 to 6:30, which came in at 5:30, but normally 6 to 6:30. And then from 7 to 8, and that may extend out, you have Give Me the Mic show. So please do yourself a favor and stay tuned and keep up and enjoy the ride. Continue to move forward. Progress is always the main objective. Progress, progress, progress. Always progress. That's what we're striving for. It's excellence, but it's always progress. And with progress part of progress is striving for excellence. So you got both. All right. So we got two more. So yeah, like, follow, and share the YouTube, which is WPKB Media. That's WPKB Media. You can find that on YouTube. We need to like and subscribe to that, because that's basically where I'll be producing these shows at this point. And as I said, we are streaming live from three different streaming channels. So you have it on Twitch, you have it on Facebook, and you have it also on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. So, and the Instagram is still, we have a show on Instagram, but it's not attached to these other ones right now. That show is produced with the Apple Podcasts as well as Instagram. So that's the way that those two will be produced. And the podcast for this one, eventually we'll have that going through Anchor, which is Spotify, I guess you could say the subset to. It's a subset to Spotify, Anchor. So again, I'm trying to work on some things as I speak to you guys. So bear with me. Make sure I got everything here figured out. If I don't, then I won't be able to necessarily put the podcast in. But we're going to get that podcast in, no doubt. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake. We already have the podcast set up. It's just a matter of making the connection. That's really what it is at this point. We have it set up, ready to go. We just got to tie them together. We got the podcast set up on the Anchor side. We have the audience that we've been trying to attract and maintain. And we're tying it all together in one pretty bow. For some reason, let me just see. I guess if we don't get that podcast going today, we will have it going on the next show. We'll have it going on the next segment, that's for sure. Because we are definitely want to have a recording of this that we can use when we get ready to move to the next level. So we're gonna need that recording. So if you have the question of the day is, who are you? That is the question. The question is, who are you? Like, when people hear your name, what do they think of? And do you know who you are? That's the bigger question. In the grand scheme of things in the world, where do you stand? Where do you shape up? Whether we're talking about spiritual or mental or academic or social, how do you square up as far as that's concerned? Are you someone who has a reputation, and if so, what is it like? Because really, you're known by your reputation. As far as all other things, your reputation precedes you. So whatever they know you to be, the type of person they know you to be, all of that is, contingent upon, who you are and how you stand out as a person. If at all. If at all. So, and if you have that, kind of a, I could say my reputation can be that of a bad person, a bad guy or a good guy. And before I even get on the scene, people have already formed their opinion about me. Now, whether it's factual or it's true or it's not, that's besides the point. People are going to judge you the way that they judge you, whether it's fact or fiction. And then you have to ask yourself how much of that really matters to you as far as that's concerned, or you're a person that has an extreme interest or concern about what others or how others view you. So that's really the bigger question. How others view you, is that really a concern, or more so, how do you feel comfortable or in your own skin? Do you feel comfortable in your own skin, being the type of person you are? That's what it really boils down to. So the time now is 6 o'clock. Yesterday we got a chance to record some of the podcasts for the Apple Podcasts, Demon White Show, and we had a nice little run of music. You can always catch that on Apple Podcasts. That is pretty much, because it is pre-recorded, we don't necessarily have a scheduled time when we make the recording for that in particular, but as far as going on air, when we do go on air for that show, we go on air in the time slot of 7 to 8 on Instagram, but we also hope to tie all this together. I think, if not this month, definitely by next month, everything will be on all the platforms in one. So I think we'll have it on Instagram, we'll have it on Facebook and YouTube. So all the shows will be on all the platforms, and then we'll finally plug all of that into to Roku, and we'll have a channel and it'll be WPKB Network will be the network, and the channel will be Fat Cat Studio will be the channel, which will be under the network, WPK and WPKB Network, which is Worldwide Fat Cat Broadcasting Network. So stay tuned. As I said, we're moving fast, but we're moving strong and we're moving steady. Most important thing. Most important thing. So the time is 6:03, and quite honestly, we really, in this particular instance, we started a half hour early, so we're really into it like a whole half hour already. The question as to whether or not we'll be going to the podcast today. We probably won't. We'll take calls. We'll take, people want to comment, send comments in. We'll deal with those as well. It takes a lot to really run a network in a manner that we're speaking. We're talking about an audio and visual levels. So it's a lot being done as I continue to bring you the programming. And I'm always looking for new programming. So if you're someone who has a program or has something that you actually want to have broadcast and you're looking to get into the business of broadcasting or podcasting or anything in between, reach out to WPKB Multimedia at gmail.com and give me a shout and let me know. Put it in the comment section. Broadcasting interests or whatever your interests are. If you're looking to get your audio radio commercial produced and have it on the play during the show or the Give Me a Mic show, we actually can get the audio production done for you. You would just be sending in the words, and if you have any kind of special ways or accents or things you like to say it, you kind of have all that done via email, electronically or digitally speaking, and we'll get that done. We'll have you, get some slots, on our doing our podcast. So stay tuned. I know I seem a little bit tired and a little bit draggy, but I'm here. They say half of the work is showing up, so I'm showing up, and I'm gonna start reaching over and trying to get more people to kind of now smooth themselves over and have a look at what's happening over on Twitch. So that's what I'm doing right now, letting people know where they can find us if they don't already know where we are. Again, I'm still testing and retesting and making sure everything is done. But you can never be too sure, because like I said, this is, it's a big endeavor to take a network of what I'm working on and produce it in its entirety, digitally speaking, produce 4 or 5 shows in which I host and do it all again every week, 7 days a week. But when you have the level of commitment that I have towards what you do, it's not like working at all. It's just more like you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing at this particular juncture in your life. So you don't feel any kind of work. What you feel is mastering the plan wise. You feel like you're just working the plan, and you're planning your work, and you're working the plan, and so on and so forth. Back and forth and back. So that's what we're doing. So as I said before, the most important thing right now is to be consistent, right? First and foremost. And the second thing is to not stop, not quit, don't give up. Because a lot of people get discouraged in what they do, and then they sit on the sideline and they say, oh, I wish I had a, and then they can't say they wish they had it because no one stopped you from doing what you needed to do. Only yourself, only you can put a roadblock. Really, truly. Only you can put a roadblock in your road. No one else. No one else can do that. So the actual schedule for the programming can be found on Twitch. And if you go to Twitch and you look under Fat Cat Studio, PhatKat STUDIO, and you'll see the whole rundown, the whole schedule It's over on that side, so that's where you would find it over there, as far as that's concerned. And you would 608, okay, yeah. So that's where you would find it. You would go over to Twitch. You can see the whole schedule, the whole weekly schedule. And if you notice, there are opening spaces for other slots and other programs and other TV programs, people that have ideas. You have show ideas, you have TV ideas, you have program ideas that you want to possibly fill those slots. Those are hour slots, meaning you will be booked out. You would be booked in an hour slot, whether you used a half hour or an hour. It's still booked according to the hour. So any slot is programmable. It's just that you have to agree to an hour slot. Even if you only do a half, that's fine. It would just be that other half will be available to you. And then, of course, at a certain point, once it gets really filled and I start coming back for those half-hour slots, you have to decide whether you want to continue as a half or go to an hour show. So first in, first out. You come in, you get a purchase of a half-hour or hour show slot. If you are able to maintain it, that's fine. If it's a weekly show, it's still purchased in hours, but then you just come on once a week, that's fine. It's just a matter of making sure that we have everything up to a 24-hour slot schedule. And then, as I said before, as the scheduling gets more tight, that available half-hour slot may now need to be booked. Someone else may want that half hour, so now you have to decide whether you want to continue to do your half-hour show, or you want to have the half hour or the whole hour in which you can still, you would have to pay for that other half. But at this point, that's kind of how we work it, because right now we have a lot of available space. But again, I've taken up X amount with my shows, so now there's only so many slots left. As a matter of fact, I can look at a piece of paper and I'll just break that down real quick. So you have my shows, which is Monday to Friday, right? And Tuesday to Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday, and then I give you the times. So you have the Earning and Learning, right? That occurs on Tuesday and Thursday. And we may start making them more daily. It all depends on how things get tight or gets closed out. So that's Tuesday, Thursday, Earning and Learning, and that's from 9, right, to 10 slot. It's covering the 10 slot, but it goes from 9 to 9:30. So that slot's gone. Then we have this time slot, Monday to Friday, 6 to 7. Again, it's just 30-minute time slot, but that covers that. So that's gone. Then we have Saturday, 11 a.m. We moved it up to 11 to 12. That actually is a time slot taken. And then 11 a.m. on Sunday, again, that's a slot covered. So slots that are left, or whatever is not taken right now, or few and far between. And you got for Tuesday, Thursday, you got an 8 to 9 slot, and then anything after is open. And then as far as us getting you tied in, basically we have a way to get you tied in. We would have to get you certain software, or we'd get you a certain app on your phone, and you would get a key, and we'd just tie you into that time slot, and that would be that. So yeah, so Tuesday 8 to 9 a.m. there's a slot there, and then anytime after 10 o'clock on Tuesday is open, 10 on. All right, and then on Monday we have open time slot all the way up till 6 open, and I just say 8, even though I don't think we'll be doing anything earlier than 8. 8 up until 6 is open time slot, and then from 8 p.m. on, because we have another at 7 p.m. from 7 to 8, we have an Instagram program, Giving the Mic Show is carrying over there, so that's not available. And Saturday, Friday, Saturday there's a show. That's 11 to 12, so everything's open after that. Before 11, after 12. Same with Sunday, before 11, after 12. On Friday, I'm trying to see, we considered having something of a music video type show, but not sure. It's kind of an old concept and there's not a lot of people doing that, but there are a lot of artists who are still making videos, and I'm quite sure they want them to be seen on a consistent basis, and we're probably trying to find a way to see how we can incorporate that in somehow, some way, which is really not hard to do. It's just a matter of the time that we'll actually produce it. The time of the day is really what the only thing I'm questioning when we'll do it. Could be a Wednesday, as I'm looking at it now, but there's nothing on a Wednesday. And then it can be anywhere between 12 and 4. Then we'll do that. So, and again, that's still up in the air. We haven't committed to that at all. So it'll kind of be in that style of the BET 106 in Park. We are conducting interviews. We do live interviews. We go split screen with live interviews. That's the zapper for the bugs. We have a live interview split screen that we do on any of these shows. We are working diligently to get that done. And that's where the podcast is going to play a big role. That's where the podcast is going to play a role. Because I can tell you for sure that we can do the split screen on the podcast, because I was looking into that. So we have that at our disposal. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking to you, I'm on another screen looking into that as we speak. I have to check on something really quick. I just remembered. That is how we'll do this. Yeah, that's how we'll do that. I know for a fact I can get it done on Anchor FM. And that's how we'll handle that. I will tie it all in. Everything gets tied in. But that's really what this is all about. Just trying to see how all the puzzle pieces will fit together. Once we get it all tied together, then we're good to go. And the cameras on this device. So yeah, we're hoping to have it all, situated as we roll out. Here's October, then comes November. And before you know it, November, December, it should be perfected. We're looking to be on Roku somewhere in like November, definitely by December, but most likely try to roll it out in November, maybe around Thanksgiving time or someplace in there. If we can get everything all figured out, which we do pretty much have it figured out, but it's just a matter of we need to put some finance in place and some more structure in place. That's really what this is at this point. And we should be okay. As I'm speaking to you, I'm actually making some notes and sending out some notes to get the podcast part taken care of. As we speak. Let me go ahead and send this out. Just trying to get an email out. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll try again. If I don't get it now, just making sure I get it done next time we're on. Next time we show up. Okay? So yeah. The other thing is, because I have a West Coast phone number with this Twitch, when I put the schedule together and it says 9 o'clock, but I believe it's interpreting it as Pacific Standard Time rather than Eastern Standard Time, which I need to figure out what am I going to do about that. If I leave it as it is, then if I get a record of what I'm doing, then I can just replay that, once in a day. The first time is the live version, and then the second time is the recorded version. But then I would be limited in how I would speak as far as what was being said, so it wouldn't kind of conflict with the time of the day. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. And if we have that figured out, then we'll be fine. Which everything is gonna work out. I already know. Just gotta everything that seems to come up, we have to figure out what we need to do, and then we'll be fine. Be fine and then wine. So, all right. So, okay. So now I'm into my switch account successful. I'm actually in where I need to be, and I'm looking at my emails here because I got to check on Anchor. Podcast, you can always find me on podcast DJ Fat Cat, Fat Cat Studio on the Apple Podcast. There I have a music show, Give Me the Mic show. You can go there and you can listen, have a listen. And that's, like I said, done periodically. Probably doing it like on a week to week as far as putting in new rotation. It can go every day or every week. But we always put new music in rotation as it comes out. As they roll it out is when we put it into rotation. So, that's kind of how that works. Okay. So let me see what's missing. Okay. Must be any other. So bear with me. This comes back to the part about visual versus audio. With audio, you always have to have, you can't have any dead air. You always have to have somebody saying something, whereas with this, it's visual, so you kind of, you kind of know where you stand and what you got going on, and that's a good thing. So yeah, the getting the note back. So Radio Public, you can find the Apple podcast. I mean the Give Me the Mic Show podcast on that. One of those. That's just one. I'm reading down the list. That's okay. Yeah, got that. What else we got? Of course, we have it. Should have it on some other ones. Let's just take a look at what else they have here. Google Podcasts. You can find it there. Break Audio, and of course Apple Podcasts. And it says Spotify. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. We've been having a little problem with that because there's something wrong. There's still some issue with that. I'm not sure about what exactly is going on behind the scenes with that. So, improvement is now available on Spotify. It says that. But then when we go to check on it, it's just not doing what it's supposed to do. But we hope to get that straightened out. Let me see this here. So yeah, I'm doing a double time here. I'm looking at the audio part of the business while I'm talking to you and trying to handle that part. Let me see. Media. Handling two things at one time. That's what it is. Multitasking. Everyone can do it. Or anyone can do it, I should say. With a little practice, of course. Should be able to do it. So we're going to try to get this taken care of. And then we'll start getting into taking calls and responding to you with phone calls and those kinds of things. And we get really fancy schmancy. We start getting into the thick of things. Then it'll get nice. It'll be really nice. Right now, we're starting with the basics. Just getting the basics down pat. And that's to be expected. Just like I know when I had, any, thing you start out, it can be a little rocky at first, but it can definitely be a little bit rocky. It's also available, it says here, on Pocket Cast. So, and again, I haven't even checked those links because as fast as I check the links is as fast as it may or may not be working properly. So I don't want to sit here and... I know Apple Podcasts is working. That part I know. So that part I don't have to wonder. And plus, I don't really advertise about the lesser named podcasts. I only just point out the one that's the top one, which is Apple Podcasts. The other ones are secondary to me. Although it's going to receive the same programming, the same show, because it is a syndication. And how to listen. Yeah, although that's the case. So, let's see what it's telling me. Yeah, that's just a pre-recording. Yeah, we'll get that figured out. We shall get it figured out. So, but Apple Podcasts is running. That's the most important thing to me. First and foremost. So, time now is 6:25. We got about 5 more minutes to go. I want to thank you for tuning in to our very first and of many live syndication podcast, courtesy of myself, Fat Cat Studio. The network itself is WPKB Media, and that's where we're headed. We're going to tie this all in a nice little bow and then plug it into Roku. And then we're going to be looking for programs and program ideas. If you have program ideas or you have shot movies, indie content, things like that. And reach out, let us know. We'll be more than happy to try and work with you and plug in and see what we can sit down and business-wise, what we can come up with as far as the business plan for you is concerned. If you are a business or you're just looking to have some advertisement done, more about commercial slots, you can do the same difference. Drop me a line at wpkbmedia@gmail.com. That's exactly where you can drop it. wpkbmedia@gmail.com. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, we're gonna get rid of the sky on out of here. We had a little message about bitrate or something. It says good connection, but I need to probably go ahead and get rid of that. It goes from good connection to excellent. So my connection was interfered. So now good connection. So yeah, as far as that's concerned, we're just going to try to move it forward, slow but steady. And we are going to be doing that like real quick, like light speed. Because we got to move the train out the station. The time is now, this has been about 6 years in the makes. When I first started to do this, it really wasn't an environment I was ready for it. So, we really didn't have the kind of support, that is needed in order to make this happen. So, because of that, I just, put it to the side, put the brakes on, and waited for the technology to catch up with what I was doing and wanted to do. So you may see stuff on Vimeo, Give Me Mike Show. You'll see stuff on YouTube, all connected to video production and content production and things like that. And at the time, as I said before, it really wasn't ready, it wasn't ripe, but now it is. So I'm happy, and I'm happy to be bringing this to you. And I look forward to doing much more, much more. These are just some of the beginning show ideas, or not show ideas, but shows. But we'll start getting into some bigger stuff as time moves forward. But right now, it's where it needs to be. And more importantly, I'm looking to bring a team on board, people that were eager to work with me in the past. DJ Fat Cat L, out of Charlotte, in New York, California, Las Vegas, Miami. You all can start to reach out to me. Texas, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, especially Atlanta, and let me know if you are interested in getting things started, working with me, production, things of that nature. I need you to reach out, wpkbmedia@gmail.com, wpkbmedia@gmail.com, and it's 6:29 right now. In the show itself, I am all I am. The question you have to ask yourself is, who are you? If you know who you are, then you know where you're going. With that being said, we're going to be wrapping this up in just about a minute. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be continuing to check signals and work on stuff like that. So thank you so much. I'll be talking to you soon. You be good. Peace.